It's Maurice Nelson. On this channel, I share with parents, guardians, teachers, and everyone interested in children on the issues that the child faces and how you can solve them. My first video explains all of that. So, if that's the kind of content you did love to watch and learn from, just touch the subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to turn on your notifications as well. Hello, good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you very much. You're looking good.
Thank you.
All right. So, my name is Maurice Nelson. I'm the host of Childish and founder of Childish. About a month ago, we've been talking about Gen Z and parenting challenges. So we came to your office and we'll be asking you some couple of questions. I don't know if you would want us to go ahead.
Yes, you mean?
All right.
Please go ahead.
So yes, may I? All right. So please, would love to know your name. What's your name?
Really? Oh, okay. My name is Opanachi Teresa.
Okay. Do you have a nickname or something?
Not really. People like to call me Tessie, but I think my preference
Yeah.
is T.
T.
Yes.
All right. So would you love if I call you T today?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So let's go. We've discovered some challenges that Gen Z parents have, and they've been encountering a lot of challenges. People think Gen Z parenting is so simple, but you see, it's not as simple as everybody thinks it is. So we'll be asking you, can you tell us about two challenges that you've discovered or you've observed from Gen Z parents?
Okay. Two challenges. Let me start with the first one, the most funny one, and I think one of the most common one, and that is cultural acceptability.
Okay.
Now, Gen Z find it very difficult to filter what it is they accept, what it is they hold as value. To them, everything and anything goes
Okay.
as long as society and peer is okay with it.
Okay.
Now, another issue is, or still on that same issue,
Okay.
it transcends to the child.
Okay.
Because if, as a parent, you find it difficult to filter what your values are, especially when it comes to morals, it's going to affect your child. If you're not of a good moral standing, what morals do you want to pass to your child? I will give you one very funny case. I think the funniest one we've seen on social media is the case of people having children, newborn babies in the hospital, and then they come to the hospital and they're spraying Naira note
Okay.
on the baby.
Okay.
Now, that is very dangerous to a newborn baby, especially a day-old baby who has not grown an immune system. But the parents do not see anything wrong with it. It's a show of wealth. It's something that within pair is acceptable. It gives you some standing. You say, oh, this guy get money based on your showering your kid, your 1-year-old baby with 30 no. Another thing is mothers, Gen Z mothers, having to do this glueless wig on their kids. Is it glueless or frontals?
Yeah.
That's what we call it. So they do frontals on children that are just 3 months, 4 months, a year. Some of those things, the chemicals used in those things are toxic to babies.
Okay.
Because our skin absorbs a lot of things. But most mothers, most Gen Z mothers don't know that. Or even if they know it, they choose to ignore it because they prefer to trend. They prefer to trend than to actually do the right thing. So they find it very difficult to filter what values to accept and to pass down to their kids. And the second one, and the very popular one, is technology usage and screen time.
Okay.
Now,
Hello friends, good morning. I am going to make a new video on my YouTube channel, and please subscribe. Please subscribe. Huh? Huh?
Subscribe.
Please
Subscribe.
please subscribe. Huh?
Okay.
now, when our own parents were training us, our parents are not Gen Z, obviously. When they were training us, we didn't get phones
Yeah.
until you were probably entering university. And they're all SS3, maybe when you want to check your WIEC results.
Okay.
But now, Children already have phones at the age of 3 from Gen Z parents. A lot of Gen Z parents have adopted that. And most Gen Z parents now are on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, doing all sorts of things. Most Gen Z people are content creators, and most of these content creators do not filter what exactly they put online. So that too transcends to the children. Your kids would not be able to, you won't even be able to monitor your kids because you're busy. You're busy with your own technology. You're busy on your own social media space. I mean, if you want to cry, you turn on your phone on TikTok. You want to go to the toilet, you turn on your phone on TikTok. You are always on your phone as a parent.
Okay.
You can't tell your child, don't be on the phone while you are always on the phone. And because you're so busy on the phone, you can't even monitor the content your child watches or is exposed to on the phone. And besides that, most of the contents Gen Z parents give out now are a lot more vulgar, a lot more expressive, and all. So if the children are seeing that from the parents, they would obviously find nothing wrong in doing any of those things. So I consider those two big challenges, and they open up to a very wide variety of problems for kids growing up.
Okay, social media is a very, should I say, a very, like, I think that's like the most places you can learn anything.
Of course.
You can learn attitude, you can learn everything. Anything you want to learn is on the social media, right?
Yeah.
So, are we saying that children should stop using social media, or Gen Z parents should stop using social media, or like, what do you think there's any mitigation towards something like this?
Obviously, I'm not saying social media for kids should be stopped entirely.
Yeah.
I am saying that parents, as parents, one of your primary responsibilities is nurture your child, grow your child, give your child values they can hold on to, values they would present to society, values they would uphold in society. Now, you have to reduce your own time on your phones to be able to monitor theirs.
Yeah.
You have to teach kids that you can find fun craft, you can find fun science hacks and tricks on social media.
Yeah.
And you have to monitor it. So the time you need to monitor it, you can't spend that time being so much on your phone or having so much of a social media presence. You might be neglecting watching or curtailing what that child is being exposed to. Some people just hand their kids iPads and phones. Now, I've had a case of a mother. I was opportune to be in the midst of women talking about their children, and the mother was saying something about her friend who gave her child is around 6, 7, an iPad, and the child was using the iPad for cocoa melon and some other kiddies things. But over the time, she just randomly picked the iPad, and when she opened it and went to the browser history, she saw porn.
Yeah.
So you see, I don't know what must have happened or where she went wrong, but I'm sure because she wasn't monitoring what the child was watching, gave way to the child being exposed to that. In this present day, there are lots of guides to parental control and locking what your child can view.
Exactly.
Locking it is very, very ideal. And it's also necessary that once in a while you just take random
Look.
into their iPad. Yes, exactly. So that's why I think social media is not entirely bad. It teaches kids a lot. It informs the children of these days. It makes them smarter. But caution for social media is necessary.
So letting kids to be kids. I think when I was talking about this in my boom life, I talked about with some people. I'm like, a lot of kids they are way above their age. Yeah, they're way above their what they reach. What they're actually supposed to be thinking as a child. They're not thinking that way again. I can remember that our parents then, when you want to go to probably in neighbors' houses and all of those things, they are just they're not allowing you to go there because they feel like that's the best place for you. Because they want to feel that companionship with every other kids and all of those things like that. Although they still have their own limitations and all of those things like that. But you see, everyone we have a house now. We have if you go to every house, you have a house of like probably 4 persons in the house. They are together but separately. They're together but separately. You go to your house and you see 4 people, that mother, father, and maybe 2 boys or 2 girls or whatever the sex of the children may be. You see them they're on the couch. One is on the couch, one is on the dining. they are together, yeah, but they are pressing their phones. You get? So that social media has brought togetherness, but
Yes.
in a separate way,
True.
and it has really, all of these things are very big
There's no more
issues to us.
interaction. There's not so much
Yes,
of an interaction, no
yes,
conversations.
exactly.
Everything is just on
So
your
those
phone.
kids they don't even get to hear from you as the mother
Yes,
directly.
true.
Everything they want now is I can
On
go
the
to Google
phone.
and get them.
Yes.
This they want I can go to Facebook and get them. There's no manner of search word we want to go to the social media to put
That
that
you
you want
won't
to see.
find. That's
You will
true.
find result at least 2, 3, 4 if it is still rare. So I really appreciate you for this. I'm going to be asking you one last question. Right?
Okay. Okay.
And
Question. All right. I'm open to who asks the question.
all right, so and that question is for you especially.
For me.
Yeah, for you. I want to ask you, when you are going to, probably give birth to a child, yeah?
Oh.
When you're going to give birth
You're
to a
laughing
child.
too much. Should I be worried? Should I be worried?
No, don't be worried. The
Okay.
question is very simple. When you're going to give birth to a child, yeah, we are still talking about social media, yeah. Do you think it's ideal for you to, how do I put this now? I want to put it in such a way that you won't really create a lot of rancor.
Rank.
How do I put
Okay.
it now? Okay, I want to ask if do you think it's proper for you to to let a child get a Google account? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of parents giving their children Google accounts, and all.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do you think it's proper for the child to get a Google account, probably for memories and all of those things like that? Do you think it is proper to get a child a Google account and then letting your child get access into that Google account, or you're going to get a Google account for the child, then not let the child get access to it, maybe to a certain age of his or her life or something. There's some parents that I'm going to just give you a clue. There's some parents that when they create a Google account for their children, they lock it until when the child is up to the age of using that Google account. Presently, if you don't have a Google account, you don't have anything. Google controls almost everything. So all the applications that are coming, you have to get a Google account to get access to them and all of those things like that. So I want to ask, are you going to do that same thing, letting your child get a Google account, or you're not going to? How do you want to regulate this thing? Because the children of now, the children of the Gen Zs, they are super smart. Trust me, super smart. They even tell a child how to open the phone, and a child is
True,
opening the
true.
phone and all of those things. So, what do you think you're going to be doing?
Okay. Sorry, just 1 minute.
All right,
Now, opening a Google account for a child, necessary.
yeah,
Very necessary, especially because everything is linked to Google right now.
yeah,
But I would open the account myself
yeah,
and sign the child in.
yeah,
That way, both of us have access to the account. That
Yeah.
way, I can see what my child is doing. Of course, if there are parental locks on Google, I would make use of them so my child is not exposed to certain content.
yeah.
But the most important thing, and in answering your question, the Google account will carry my child's identity.
Yeah.
But myself and my child will be the people on that Google account. We will watch ourselves.
Do you think you're going to have enough time to check all of these things?
I would have to make out time. That
Yeah.
is what being a mother is.
Yeah.
You would have to make out time. If you do not make out time, believe me, in 10 years from that time you couldn't make, you would regret it, because we have a lot of people walking on the streets of Nigeria now, and the kind of mentality they have, you will know that they grew up with it. They grew up without parental attention.
Yeah.
And it's bad, because whatever it is you do not work on, a child you do not work on or shape at home, is definitely going to encounter society. Yes, and going outside society with negative values and negative thinking doesn't help the child at all. In fact, people might choose to stay away from your child. People might brandish your child with all sorts of names, especially when they turn out bad. So it is very, very important to make out time as a mother. You have to make out time for your child. Your child is going into the society. So it's not just for you, it's for the society as a whole. If every parent could devote time to their child's upbringing and not neglect the essential thing about bringing up a child, the world would actually be a better place.
So, what's your advice to Gen Z parents out there? You have any last words for them? You have anything you want to tell them
Ooh,
about?
okay, last words. Last words are very important things. It's like if somebody did not hear anything, they said,
Yeah,
they need to
yeah.
hear this one. My last word for Gen Z parents will still be exactly what I said a minute back. No matter how much you're busy, no matter how much work is taken from you, it is very important to devote time to bringing up your child. I've said it earlier. If every mother could devote time, considerable amount of time to bringing up a good child, to making your child understand what kind of values to uphold, allowing your child understand the consequences his or her negative behavior would have in society, it will go a very long way. The bottom line is just do your best to devote time to upbringing of your child. And I know I've been saying mothers for a long time.
Yeah.
The way we say when you say brother, it means brother and sister. When we
Yeah.
say man, it means man and woman. This one I'm saying mother, it means mother and father. Actually, please, the role of the father in the life of a child is very important. So also is the role of a mother. So parent, do well to make out time for your children because you are breeding, you are raising, you're nurturing leaders of tomorrow. The
Yeah.
person that released that quote knew what he was saying when he said that thing. If you raise up a child with good values, they would be the kings and queens of society. Just check it anywhere. It's actually true. Raising up a child in a good standard would make them sit in the midst of high people and be high people themselves. So please and please, the world out there, parents out there, upcoming parents, please devote time to raising your children. Devote time to teaching your children what is right and what is wrong. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so I'd not finished though. The icebreaker question.
Okay. So I will say thank you very much. Okay, I withdraw my thank you. I withdraw my thank you.
No, it's
So what's the
fine.
icebreaker question?
It's fine. The icebreaker question is if you have been presented with an opportunity, okay, to save your mom and your dad, who do you love most?
My mom must not hear this. My mom must not hear this, so you already know the answer.
Okay, so if you have been presented with an opportunity to choose between your dad and your husband to save any of them, who would you save first?
To choose between my
No,
dad,
not choose, to save.
to save my
One of them is at
dad.
the edge of maybe dying or something.
One of them is at the edge of dying.
Sorry, both of them are at the edge of dying, rather. Both of them are at the edge of dying. So who do you save first?
This is a very controversial
That's why I say
question.
it's an icebreaker question. I was very, very expecting this, no? So who do you save first?
Well, dear daddy, I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you with all my heart.
Yeah,
But you've had time
yeah,
to make your own family.
yeah,
I have committed and made a vow to another man who is now the head of my family.
yeah.
I would save the head of my family. So now Nasabi will be the head of my family.
Never trust women.
But I would save the head of my family. So the head of my family is susceptible to interpretation. Well, I would definitely save the head of my family because
Yeah.
I've made a vow. I mean,
That's very, very good.
it doesn't mean
If
I
you
don't
would
love my
ask me,
father.
if you would ask me, I would say the same thing.
You would say the
I'll
same
save my
thing.
wife. Yeah, it's very important because
Yes.
not because of anything, not because of I don't like my mother or something. Yeah, she has taught me everything she needs to teach, and I'm passing
True.
our legacy to my children.
True.
So if I'm not there to pass the legacy, then whatever she did did in the earth, the world, it's just a wastage
it's
and
just
all.
a waste. That's
All
true.
right, thank you very much. I'm grateful.
Thank you
Have a
too.
wonderful day at office.
And you too.